The stars were bright and clear on that quiet night when the alien ships came close to Earth. The aliens were sure they would find easy prey. They believed humans were weak and scared monsters. They had heard stories from other planets about Earth, stories that made humans sound like creatures to fear. But the aliens were ready to prove their strength. They wanted to show the universe that no one was stronger than them. The huge silver ships landed softly in a wide, empty field. The aliens looked down at the planet. They saw green trees, blue water, and small creatures running around. They were not impressed. To them, Earth looked like a quiet, simple place. The aliens wore shiny armor and had sharp eyes. They were tall and strong. Their voices were loud and deep. They expected humans to be afraid and run as soon as they saw them. When the aliens first walked out of their ships, they saw something strange. There were humans nearby, but the humans did not run. The aliens waited for screams or people running for cover, but none came. The humans looked at them calmly. Some even smiled. This confused the aliens. How could the humans be so calm? Did they not see the power the aliens had? One alien named Korak was the leader. He stepped forward and called out in a loud voice, "Humans, we are here, fear us." But the humans only looked back with curious eyes. None ran away. Instead, one human stepped forward slowly. He was not big or strong. He had no weapon, yet he stood tall and looked Korak in the eye. Korak felt something strange inside him. He had expected fear, but he saw courage. The humans were not scared monsters. They were something else. The humans talked in a soft voice. They said, "Why should we fear you? We want to know why you came." The aliens did not expect this question. They looked at each other, confused. They thought they had come to scare the humans, but now the humans were asking questions like friends. Korak whispered to his team, "This is not what we planned. Are these humans brave or foolish?" As the day went on, the aliens watched humans carefully. They saw people working together, helping each other, and smiling. The aliens saw children, playing without fear. They saw old people sitting peacefully. None ran away or screamed. The aliens began to wonder if humans were different from what they believed. The aliens decided to explore the nearby village. They wanted to learn more. But when they entered, the humans did not hide. Instead, they came closer. One woman brought food and gave it to the aliens. They were surprised by this kindness. No one had been kind to them before. The aliens whispered, "Are these humans really monsters?" Korak stood silently, thinking hard. The aliens had traveled many stars and seen many planets. On most, when strange creatures came, people ran away or hid in fear. But here on Earth, humans were calm and brave. This made the aliens question everything they knew. At night, the aliens returned to their ships. Korak looked at Earth from his window. The planet was quiet and full of life. The stars shone above, but something was different now. Korak wondered if humans were not the monsters they had been told about. Maybe they were something else, something stronger. Korak did not sleep that night. His mind was full of questions. Why did humans stay calm? Why did they not run? Was their strength not in weapons or power, but something else? The aliens had come to Earth ready to fight, but now they were unsure. This was the start of something new, something no alien had ever felt before. Doubt. The next morning, the aliens gathered again. Korak spoke. "We must learn more about these humans. We cannot fight what we do not understand. Today we will watch and wait, but we must be careful. Humans are strange." The aliens split into small groups and walked among the humans. They watched how people talked, how they helped each other, and how they faced the unknown without fear. Every moment made the aliens feel more puzzled. One young alien whispered, "Maybe the humans have a secret power." Another said, "But what kind of power is this? It is not like ours." As days passed, the aliens noticed that humans did not use big machines or weapons to show power. Instead, they used their minds, their hearts, and their will. The aliens saw humans fixing broken things with simple tools. They saw humans telling stories to stay hopeful. They saw humans protecting each other even when danger was near. Korak watched all this and felt something inside him change. The aliens thought they were the monsters, but now, they were the ones who felt small and weak. The humans, with their simple ways, were stronger than any alien armor or weapon. The aliens started to talk among themselves. Some wanted to leave and never come back. Others wanted to learn more. Korak knew this was the beginning of a great story. A story that no one expected. The aliens had come to Earth thinking they were the hunters, but maybe they were the hunted. That first day on Earth changed everything. The aliens learned that humans were not what they thought. They were not monsters. They were something new, something powerful in a way no alien had seen before. And so the arrival of the aliens did not bring fear or war. It brought questions, doubts, and the start of a great discovery. That sometimes the true strength is not in power or fear, but in courage and kindness. The day after the aliens arrived, the sky was still bright and clear. The aliens were ready to meet the humans face to face. They believed this meeting would prove once and for all who was stronger. The aliens expected the humans to be afraid or angry. Instead, something very different happened. When the aliens came down from their ships, the humans were waiting, not with weapons or fear, but with calm eyes and quiet voices. The aliens looked at the humans and thought, why are they not afraid? The humans were smaller and weaker in body, but their faces showed no fear. Korak, the alien leader, stepped forward and spoke in a strong voice. Humans, we are the strongest creatures in the stars. You must respect us or be destroyed. His voice was loud, but the humans only listened quietly. One human woman named Sarah came close to Korak. She did not hold a weapon. Instead, she held out her hand. Why do you think strength is only about power? She asked softly. The aliens were shocked. No one had ever spoken to them like this before. Korak's eyes narrowed. Strength is power. Strength is fear. You will learn that. But Sarah smiled. She said, strength is many things. Courage, kindness, and the will to keep going. The other aliens whispered among themselves. This was not what they expected. They looked at the humans again and saw families standing together, children playing, and people working as one. The humans invited the aliens to walk with them in the village. Slowly, the aliens followed. They saw people sharing food, helping each other carry heavy loads and fixing broken things. The aliens watched quietly. They felt something strange. Respect. That evening, Korak sat alone, thinking deeply. He remembered how in his world, strength meant fighting and winning wars. But here on Earth, he saw something different. The humans had no great weapons, but they had a strong heart. Korak's second in command, a young alien named Vek, asked, Leader, why do the humans not fear us? They do not run or fight. They simply stay calm. Korak answered, maybe they know something we do not. We must learn quickly. The next morning, the aliens tried to scare the humans. They made loud noises and showed their weapons. But the humans did not run or scream. Instead, they sang songs and laughed. This made the aliens even more confused. One human boy no older than 10 walked up to an alien and touched his armor. The alien froze. The boy smiled and said, You look scary, but you're not. The aliens did not know what to say. Sarah spoke to the aliens again. You came here thinking humans were monsters, but we are not. We are curious, strong, and kind. We want peace. Korak was silent. He looked at his team and said, We came here to show power, but maybe power is not only about fear and weapons. The aliens started to realize that humans had a different kind of strength. It was quiet, but powerful. It came from their hearts and minds. Suddenly, a loud sound came from the sky. A group of alien ships from another world appeared. They were enemies of Korak's group. They had come to capture Earth and take its people as slaves. The humans saw the new ships and did not panic. Instead, they stood together and prepared to protect their home. The aliens saw this and felt a new feeling: hope. Korak looked at the humans and said, Maybe we have been wrong. Humans are not monsters. They are fighters in their own way. The battle was about to begin, but this time, it was not only about strength or weapons. It was about courage, heart, and the will to protect what you love. After the arrival of the new alien ships, Korak knew that the peaceful days were over. The aliens from another planet wanted to take Earth by force. Korak and his team had a choice, to fight or to find another way. But the humans surprised them. Again, instead of running or hiding, the humans stood together. They did not have big weapons or huge armies, but their eyes were strong and their faces showed no fear. Korak watched carefully and decided to test the humans. He called the humans to a place outside the village. "If you want to live on this planet, prove your strength," he said. "Show us you are not weak monsters." The humans looked at each other. Then a man named David stepped forward. He was not the biggest or strongest, but he had calm confidence. "We accept your challenge," David said, "but we will not fight like you." Korak was surprised. "How will you fight?" he asked. David smiled. "We fight with our minds and our courage." Korak raised his hand and shouted, "Let the challenge begin." The aliens showed their power first. They lifted huge stones easily. They made loud sounds to scare the humans. They used fast movements to show their strength. The humans watched quietly. Then slowly they began their challenge. They did not fight with force, but with clever plans. One group of humans worked together to build a strong wall from wood and stone. Another group made traps to catch the aliens if they tried to attack. The aliens laughed at first. They thought these simple tools could never stop them. But soon they saw the humans' plan working. When the aliens tried to move forward, they got caught in traps or hit the walls. Korak felt anger. "This is not a fair fight," he shouted. But David replied, "Life is not fair, Korak. We use what we have to protect what we love." The aliens watched as humans helped each other. If one human was tired, another took his place. If someone was hurt, others took care of him. This teamwork surprised the aliens. They had never seen such care and courage. Then came the hardest part of the challenge. The aliens asked the humans to climb a tall, rocky hill and bring back a flag from the top. Many aliens believed this would be easy, but the hill was steep and dangerous. David and a small group of humans began to climb. The aliens tried to block them with their power, but humans did not give up. They helped each other using ropes and strong grips. Slowly but surely, they reached the top. When David put the flag on the peak, the aliens could not believe their eyes. The humans had won the challenge without fighting like monsters. They had used courage, teamwork, and cleverness. Korak looked at the humans and felt respect. "You are different," he said quietly. "Maybe not weak, but strong in a way I do not understand." David smiled and said, "Strength is not just muscle or weapons. It is heart and mind." That night the aliens talked among themselves. Some were angry and wanted to leave. Others were curious and wanted to learn more. Korak stood alone, thinking. The challenge had shown him a new kind of power. He wondered if this was the true strength of humans, not to scare or fight, but to protect and work together. The aliens knew this was only the beginning. The real test would come soon. Their enemies were still in the sky, ready to attack Earth. But now the aliens who came with Korak were not sure if they were the strongest. The humans had shown them something new, something powerful, something no alien had ever seen before. The morning after the challenge, Korak and his team watched the humans closely. They knew the fight was coming soon. The enemy alien ships were getting closer every day, but the humans were not afraid. Instead, they were busy working. Korak could not understand what the humans were doing. They did not build big machines or strong weapons like the aliens did. Instead, they used small tools and simple ideas. The humans fixed broken things, made new devices, and found ways to use what they had. One human, a woman named Mia, was working with her team to create a special machine. It was small and looked simple, but Mia said it could help protect the village. The aliens watched quietly. They had never seen anything like this. Korak asked his second-in-command, Vec. Do you think these small machines can stop our enemies? Vec laughed. No way. Our weapons can destroy planets, these are just small tools. But Korak was not so sure anymore. The humans were calm and confident. They worked hard every day, planning and building quietly. The aliens realized humans had a secret: their minds. As the enemy ships came closer, the humans prepared traps and defenses. They used wires, ropes, and simple machines to make the village strong. The aliens walked through the village and saw humans helping each other. Old people gave advice and children brought small tools. Everyone worked together. The aliens saw a young boy invent a small device that could send signals to far places. Korak was surprised. The boy explained, "We use this to talk quickly. It helps us warn others if danger comes." The aliens had never thought of using simple ideas like this. They believed strength was only in big machines and powerful weapons. But the humans showed something different: creativity. One night, Korak went to the edge of the village to watch. He saw humans sitting around fires telling stories and planning. They did not have fear in their eyes. They had hope. Korak whispered, "These humans have a power we do not understand. It is not in their bodies, but in their minds." The next day, the enemy ships attacked. The aliens from Korak's team helped defend the village. But the humans did not fight with weapons alone. They used the machines and traps they made. The small devices slowed down the enemy ships. The traps caught many enemy soldiers. Korak saw humans working together, sharing food and healing the wounded. The aliens began to understand that human strength was not only in fighting but in thinking and helping. The battle was long and hard, but the humans never gave up. They used their minds to solve problems and their hearts to protect each other. The aliens from Korak's team began to respect the humans more than ever. After the battle, Korak spoke to the humans. "Your strength is more than I expected. You use your minds to fight. That is a power I have never seen before." Mia smiled and said, "We protect what we love, and we believe in each other." Korak knew this was just the beginning. The real war was coming. But now he understood that the humans were not weak monsters. They were clever, strong, and ready to face any danger. The aliens looked at the stars and saw the enemy ships still coming. But they were no longer afraid, because now they had seen the true power of humans, their ingenuity. The battle had made the aliens and humans closer. Korak's team saw how strong and clever the humans were, but the enemy ships were still coming. The fight was not over. The sky was full of danger and hope seemed small. One quiet night when the stars were bright, a strange signal came from deep space. The aliens and humans listened carefully. It was not from their enemies. It was a message, a call for help. Korak and the humans gathered around the signal. It was from another alien race, one no one had heard of before. The message said, "We want peace. We want to help." The humans looked at Korak with hope. Korak felt unsure. Could they trust this new alien race? Were they really friends or spies for the enemy? The next day, a small ship landed near the village. From it came an alien named Zora. She was different from Korak's kind. Her skin was soft and blue, and her eyes were kind and gentle. Zora spoke to the humans and aliens. "I have seen the war your enemies bring. I come to help you fight for peace." Korak watched her carefully. He asked, "Why should we trust you? How do we know you are not with the enemy?" Zora smiled sadly. "Because I was once like them. But I changed. I saw that true strength is in kindness and courage. I want to stand with you." The humans talked with Zora late into the night. They asked many questions. Zora told stories about her home planet where war had destroyed everything. She said she wanted to stop that from happening again. Korak was surprised by Zora's honesty. He began to believe she was telling the truth. The humans also felt hope. Maybe with Zora's help they could stop the enemy. The next days were busy. Zora shared new ideas and knowledge. She showed the humans how to use energy in new ways that could protect without killing. The aliens listened and learned. Korak and his team began to trust Zora. They saw her kindness and her desire for peace. Slowly, the fear and doubt in their hearts started to fade. But the enemy ships were still close. The final battle was near. Korak knew they had to prepare well. Zora said, "Together we can be stronger. Humans, aliens, and those who want peace. We must fight not just with weapons but with our hearts." The humans and aliens worked harder than ever. They built new defenses and planned their moves carefully. The village became a place of hope and courage. One night, Korak looked at the stars and whispered, "Maybe the monsters are not who we thought. Maybe the true monsters are those who fight without understanding." The next day, the enemy ships appeared in the sky. But this time, the humans and their new ally were ready. They stood together, strong and brave. The battle was about to begin, but with Zora by their side, the humans and aliens felt they had a chance to change the future, a chance for peace. The morning sun rose slowly over the village. The air was heavy with silence, but inside, hearts were beating fast. The enemy ships were close now, too close. Korak and the humans could see them in the sky, dark shapes moving closer like shadows. The people gathered quickly. They did not speak much, but their eyes showed determination. They were ready to fight for their home, their families, and their future. Korak stood beside David and Mia. They all looked at the sky together, knowing the moment they feared had come. The enemy ships began to circle the village, making loud, frightening sounds. The ground shook as giant machines landed. Korak raised his voice. "This is the day we show what real strength means. Not just power, but courage and heart." Humans and aliens worked side by side. The traps and machines they had built started to work. Small devices sent signals to warn everyone when enemy soldiers came near. The simple machines slowed down the enemy forces, giving the defenders time to prepare. Suddenly, the first wave of enemy soldiers appeared. They were strong and fast, armed with powerful weapons. They moved quickly, trying to break the village. Defenses. But the humans fought back with everything they had. They used their minds and teamwork to outsmart the enemy. When a group of soldiers tried to climb the walls, humans rolled heavy logs to block them. When the enemy tried to sneak in, traps caught them before they could move. Korak fought bravely too. He led his team against the enemy soldiers, surprising them with unexpected moves. The aliens saw that Korak was changing. He was no longer just a fighter. He was a protector. In the middle of the battle, Zora appeared with a group of new allies. They used strange energy shields that protected the village without hurting anyone. The humans were amazed. This new power gave them hope. But the enemy was strong and would not give up easily. They sent their biggest machines to attack the village center. These machines were huge and dangerous. The ground shook again as they moved closer. David and Mia worked quickly. They used the machines and ideas Zora had taught them. With careful plans and quick thinking, they found weak points in the enemy machines. The humans and aliens used ropes, wires, and small explosions to stop the big machines. The battle was long and hard. Many were tired and hurt. But the humans never lost hope. They kept fighting because they believed in something bigger than power. They believed in peace and freedom. Korak saw the courage in the humans' eyes and felt a new respect. "They are stronger than I thought," he said quietly. Not because of weapons, but because of their spirit. As the sun began to set, the enemy forces started to retreat. The humans and aliens had won the day, but they knew the war was not over. The enemy would come again. That night, the village was quiet. People cared for the wounded and shared stories of the day's bravery. Korak sat by the fire and looked at the stars. He thought about the strength he had seen, strength not from fear, but from hope. He whispered, "Humans are not monsters. They are heroes." The battle had begun, but the true war was still ahead. Korak and the humans were ready to face it, together. The sky was quiet now. The stars shone brightly over the village. After the long battle, the people were tired but not broken. Korak stood on a hill, looking at the place where the fight had been. The ground was scarred, but the spirit of the people was stronger than ever. The enemy had retreated for now. But Korak knew they would return. The war was not over. Yet something had changed forever. The humans and aliens had learned to trust each other. They had become more than enemies, or strangers. They had become friends and allies. David came to stand beside Korak. "We fought hard," he said, "but we won because we believed in each other." Korak nodded. "You showed me that strength is not just power. It is kindness, courage, and hope." Mia joined them, holding a small device she had helped create. "This is just the beginning," she said. "We can build a better world, together." Zora smiled from nearby. "There are others like me out there. Other planets tired of war. If we stand united, we can bring peace to many worlds." Korak looked at the humans and aliens working side by side, rebuilding homes and sharing food. He felt hope rise in his heart. The monsters they feared were not real. The true monsters were those who could not see the strength in unity and kindness. Suddenly, a new message came from space. It was not a threat. It was a call for help from another planet under attack. This time, the humans and aliens were ready. They would answer the call together. Korak turned to David and said, "We will protect others like we protected this world. This is our new beginning." David smiled. Humans and aliens, together as one. The sun rose over the horizon, lighting the village with warm light. A new day had come. The future was uncertain, but the people were not afraid. They had found a new strength, a strength that no enemy could break. As Korak watched the sunrise, he whispered, "This is the story of Earth's true heroes, not monsters, but humans." And with that, the journey continued, stronger, united, and ready for whatever came next. The village was peaceful again, but Korak could feel something was not right. Strange things had started to happen. Small machines were breaking, messages were lost, and some aliens acted differently. Korak knew that peace was fragile. One evening, Korak called a meeting with David, Mia, and Zora. "Something is wrong," he said. "I feel there are secrets we don't know." Zora nodded slowly. "I have heard stories from my home. There are groups that do not want peace. They work in the shadows." David looked worried. "Are they here on Earth?" Zora's eyes grew serious. "Yes, they want to stop us. They want to control the future." Korak and the humans knew they had to find these hidden enemies before it was too late. They began to watch carefully. They listened to whispers and watched strange movements in the village. One night, David found a hidden device under a tree. It was a small camera watching the village. "Someone is spying on us," he said quietly. Korak's team worked together to find the spies. They set traps not to hurt but to catch and ask questions. It was dangerous, but they had to protect their home. When they caught a spy, they were shocked. It was one of the aliens who had come with Korak. "Why would you do this?" Korak asked. The alien looked down. "I was afraid. I thought peace was weakness. I wanted power." Korak felt sadness, but also knew they had to be strong. "Power without trust is empty," he said. The spy promised to help now. He told stories about the secret, groups working to break the new peace. They wanted war and chaos. Korak, David, Mia, and Zora planned carefully. They would stop these groups before the enemy returned. The true battle was not only with weapons, but with trust and courage. As the night grew darker, Korak whispered, "The monsters we feared are still here. But now, we fight not only for Earth, but for the future of all." The village prepared for the coming storm. The secrets were out, and the fight for peace had only just begun.